Hi there folks. Misrepresentation. I fear misrepresentation quite a lot. It's the thing I fear the most probably, and I really don't like to misrepresent others, and that's why I don't like to create joinder or use title or trademark. And unless that person is present, I don't like to talk to about people behind their backs, because it's unfair. Unless I'm talking to somebody who has a common shared interest in that particular thing, and then we drop the subject later. But I'd never want anybody to say, oh, I agree with Steve, or Steve agrees with me, because you're creating joinder. Now, what is joinder? I mean, when you connect two words together to make a trademark, it's joinder. You know, so a word like Facebook or YouTube, they're trademark words, trade names. It's not two words, it's one word. YouTube, Facebook. I'll mention those names because I'm on these platforms right now, and they have a chance to respond to this video. Sometimes you might want to use titles, and that's okay, but you need to think about it really carefully, because it generates a lot of peer pressure, and peer pressure is very difficult, especially for those who haven't got a voice or got a very low voice, and they're usually the people who are the most intelligent. So when you enter a room, you're not joining the group. You can accept the argument without agreeing with the argument, and that's a really important thing for me to remember, and that's one of the things I try to clear up from the beginning, and I try and leave the room with the same point, is that just because I've entered this room, I don't join your ideas, I don't join your group, your club, and I hope that everybody remains an individual. And I believe in individual rights. I believe in every individual has the right to freedom and liberty and the pursuit of happiness, and nobody should enforce anything on others, especially not with aggressive harm. And so obviously people have got to keep the words, but even words are so misinterpreted. I mean, the English language comes from the German language, from the Germanic language. And even the word German, if you look in the English dictionary, the word German written with a small g means of the same parents, or brother. And the Anglo-Saxons spoke Old English or Old German, same language. And so all of this rivalry between different nations is, in a way, a misrepresentation, and it comes a lot through peer pressure. You know, people who don't know information, taking information from a group who think or pertain to know the information, and then the group becomes stronger. Now, there is safety in numbers, but there's massive danger in numbers, and that's why I always keep to myself. That's why I always come out walking on my own with these in the woods. That's why I do most of the videos on my own at this time in this channel. And that's also why I use the name Guido Jib, because I labelled myself Guido Jib. That's not the name I was given to by my mother, and I will give out my real given name, which is Steve Tergoose. Because that's my pledge to you, the viewer, of my honesty. I show my face, and I'm speaking openly in front of the whole world, because there I feel it's safe. I really feel afraid when I'm in a group of people that they will instantly think that I'm a part of their way of thinking, and group mindset for me can be very dangerous. But obviously you need to be in the private to talk about certain issues, because the whole world can't all fit together in one room basically, and there's also everybody's got different interests to deal with. So that's something that people have got to remember for themselves, to always, you know, there's a difference between acceptance and agreeance, and just because somebody else labels you or something doesn't mean to say that you are that. And so it's very important for me to not label other people, and that's why I don't use titles and labels and blame the government and everything, because I look for the conflicts around me and not the conflicts that are invisible. I don't shout at my computer when I've got a problem. You know, if I could phone Bill Gates when Windows fucks up, then that's okay. But I use GNU, Linux if you like, but it's a GNU system because it's open source. It's not written by one individual. It's for the people. We the people. Yeah, that's where the strength is. It's not in a group. It's not in a individual. The strength is in the individual, as we the people. Every individual, and you included, as small or big as you may be.